The Ka-50 Blackshark is in my opinion one of the best helicopters to start with in DCS. Here is a startup tutorial that will get you up in the air quickly. Make sure to stick until the end of this video as I will share with you guys a handy little tool that will help you learn this startup. By the way, if you missed it, I'm currently hosting a DCS module giveaway to celebrate reaching 500 subscribers. Once you're done with this video, make sure to check my last video for all the giveaway details. Let's go! Alright, so let's get started. First step is to close the door by pressing right Ctrl and C. And now we will head to this right console and turn on battery number 1 and number 2 and close the covers. Next we will turn on the left and right generators, the forward and aft fuel pumps. As a side note, you need to turn on these switches if you're carrying external fuel tanks, this switch for the inner stations and this one for the outer stations. Also turn on the fuel quantity and all of these radio switches. Next, open this cover and turn on the 3 ejection system switches and close the cover. Open the left and right fuel shutoff valves and close the covers, and the APU fuel shutoff valve and keep the cap open. Finally, switch the fire extinguisher to operate and close the cover. Check that the APU valve open light is on. Make sure the engine selector is on APU and press and hold the start switch for roughly 2 seconds. The APU will then come to life. And when it shows APU on, we can move on. Turn on the weapon systems, the IFF, nav systems, anti-collision beacon, SAI, left and right EEG, close the covers, and set the lighting as needed. I usually go with this configuration with NVG on during the night. In the far back of the right side we have this Ekran switch, move it to operate. Above it we have the L-140, turn it on, and the UV26, turn on and close the cover, and INU to on. And now we can start up the engines. So looking at the far back of the left side we have these 2 yellow throttle levers. Press page up twice to bring them to auto. You'll know you've gone too far if this upper cover goes up. If that's the case, press page down to bring them back to auto. Disengage the rotor brakes. Set engine selector to left engine. And press and hold start for 2 seconds. RPMs will start rising. At above 20% RPM, open the fuel shutoff lever.
Check all parameters. Main transmission.
Your rotors will start spinning, and you can ignore all those screamings from the computer system. Right, once the engine stabilizes, you can turn on the K-041 and the laser. Power on the ABRIS and you will see it start doing its tests and startup. Uncage the SAI above it by scrolling down with your mouse wheel. Set nav master mode to operate. Daylink on. Set your number in the flight on this switch. I'm the only one here, so number 1. And the data link mode switch goes to wingman if you're not flight lead and commander if you are. Again, because I'm the only one here, I am technically flight lead, so commander. Turn on the bank hold, pitch hold and heading hold. And next is the flight director, which gives you more manual control of the helicopter, so I like to turn it on for takeoffs and landings, but your mileage may vary, but for me I will turn it on. With all of these on, you can set the engine selector to the right engine and press and hold start for 2 seconds. RPMs will start rising. Again, at above 20% RPM, set the fuel shutoff lever to open. You will see the RPMs rising rapidly. There we go. Both our engines are on, so we can shut off the APU using this button right here. you'll see this dial go down and APU on will shut off. Now you can go back to the APU fuel shutoff valve, close it and close the cap. Check on the ABRIS that GNSS and altimeter are ready. And as a final side note, if you aren't starting on tarmac like I am right now, make sure to turn on the dust protection right here, or the engine anti-ice if there's a danger of your engines freezing. Dust protection is also good if you're planning to fly very low, to make sure nothing gets sucked into the engine. I will just leave it off because, as I said, I'm starting on the tarmac and I'm not planning to fly low. Finally, you can release the parking brake by pressing on your brakes and start taxiing by pushing the cyclic forward. As simple and quick as it gets. But before we're done here, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I'll have something handy to share with you guys. Down in the description, I linked a Google Drive download link to this startup checklist that I made myself, which was also the backbone of this video, so be sure to use it in your startup. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe and ring the bell. Again, don't forget to check my DCS module giveaway, all the details are in my last video. Thank you for watching and land safely.